Hi students, this is Dr. Perks, your professor for the Summer 1 session of Research Inquiry for the Comm Department. I wanted to prepare this video just to give you an overview of what our class is going to look like and to preview some of the Blackboard navigation. You'll notice that the interface looks different than it did in spring. If you were in one of my classes that used Blackboard or another professor's class, it's very intuitive. I'm pleased with the new interface and the different modifications Blackboard's made, and I think you'll find it pretty easy once you get going. So just to begin with, this is the student preview page. So yours is going to be customized to you. Mine is just a tool to help me see it as you see it. What I've done here is I've organized everything into weeks, and the rest of the weeks will be populated. I've started them, but they're not ready yet. But week 1 and week 2 are fully entered. So you have that. You also have your syllabus here, and I am going to go over that first. So you can download your syllabus or just check that out in a new window. And it looks like a traditional syllabus. If you've been my student before, you'll notice that there's a similar format. So we've got my email address. I did not put my office phone because I rarely check the messages when I'm away. Email is the best way to reach me, and we can always communicate through Google Hangouts video chat. And we'll definitely do that for paper conferences, but let me know, reach out early if you're having any troubles, and I will do my best to help you through. Don't wait until it's too late, just reach out early and we'll get you all squared away. So this class is Research Inquiry, as I've stated before and as you've signed up for. Each professor does teach it in a slightly different way. I know Dr. Rich taught it for spring of this year. Our particular version of it is edited down because we've got just 6 weeks. So we are focused on research methods, and you will do a PowerPoint or a slideshow narration, whatever kind of format that is. If you want to do Google Slides or something else, that's fine. And then your other big assignment is a literature review, and I'll talk about what that looks like in a little bit. But as you scroll down, you'll see we don't have any books for this course. Everything's uploaded to Blackboard. You will need access to the library, but they've made it even easier in the last 12 months. So make sure you can log in and access the databases and the catalog with all the online books. The Writing Center also provides online support this summer, which is great. I do expect you to read through the syllabus. I'm sure some of you already have, just to familiarize yourself with the structure and flow and the policies of the course. One of the things that it's going to take us a moment to get in the rhythm on is this schedule of the day. Without looking at all these specific details, just think of it like a regular class, where you would ideally read something or watch a video or do something before the class. In my classes, you have a CPA, a class preparation assignment, and often it is completing an activity or answering a few questions about the reading or the video. And you'll do those all before you enter quote-unquote class. And then in class, you would sometimes do an activity. And so what we have here is that same general structure. You'll read or watch something by noon in a given day. You'll complete a CPA, a class prep assignment, by noon. And then before 10 o'clock, so giving you a little bit more time on that, you'll have 1 to 2 application activities. It often involves a discussion board post, but it might be something different. It really depends on what we're working on at that given time. And many times you'll need to respond to peers' discussion board posts or their work by noon the next day. Think of that like class discussion. You'd give peer feedback, you'd have conversations. So this fourth piece here is like that. As I've noted below, you can do everything all at once. So you just want to think about reading or watching, submitting the CPA, responding to the previous day's discussion board, and then doing the current application activities. And the schedule is all laid out by date in Blackboard. Do expect to spend 2 to 4 hours at least on class per day, so that's Monday through Friday. And if you have other activities, you can see here, like writing a paper, working on a project, it really just depends on you and your efficiency and your familiarity with this kind of work. Some of you have done lit reviews before, some of you have not. So if you haven't, it might just take you a bit more time, and that's okay. Try not to get frustrated, but do build in enough time for yourself. Monday through Friday, I expect you to log into Blackboard just once a day. Some of you may choose to log in multiple times, and that's fine. I will also log in once a day, at least Monday through Friday. I'll respond to your emails promptly. Because the class goes so quickly, just pay attention to the lateness policy too. 10% of the points are taken off when you have your work that is late by 24 hours. So if it's late by 36 or 48 hours, that's 20% off. In terms of the late work, make sure you submit in a file format that Blackboard can open for me, and those are listed here. And for things like the class prep assignments, when we are going to discuss those answers or we'll already have moved on, that late work won't be graded or earn any credit. Read through the academic integrity policy. Make sure that if you have accommodations, you reach out to accessibility services and send me your paperwork. There might be something that we can do to help you in your learning process. So just check on that. Read through these assignments. I've previewed our big stuff, so it's the method slideshow and narration, and then the lit review. Right. The lit review is worth 100 points. The slideshow is worth 50. The lit review has multiple pieces that we're going to work on. So taking notes, working on comparing the sources, finding the sources in the first place. All of that's really important. I have a note here about taking notes on scholarly journal articles and books, but we'll have a small activity on that too. And each week, you'll have a participation and professionalism score out of 10. So that's 60 points total for each of the 6 weeks. You don't have to actually sign into Blackboard every day. You can skip assignments. If you do that, you'll lose credit. The participation and professionalism score is just to show you how important it is to be keeping up with the pace of class. I'll say that every year I've taught this, I've had probably a third of the students drop in the first week or two because they weren't planning on doing work, this much work, I should say, in the summertime. So, if you're in over your head, if you're working 60 hours a week and trying to do the online class and you find it doesn't work for you, there's no shame in figuring out that it's too much. But if you are ready to put in the work to finish the course, I'm here to support you however I can and help you with those assignments. Let me know if something isn't clear or if you need extra assistance. So this is just a reminder about the deadlines. And this is a list of the major assignments and their due dates. So just keeping that in mind in the grading scale. So let us go back to Blackboard. We've got the week 1 folder. You click on it, it expands. It's nice because when you shrink it in the second week and third weeks, it's great because you don't have to do that super scrolling work. But once we open this up, we'll see there's a lot of stuff in here. So I have discussion board and response guidelines here, deadline, explanation, and reminder. I promise that'll get easier after the first week. Just read and reread the instructions and do the best you can. Ask me if you have any questions. So what I've done here is I've dated everything that's due for that given day. So you can see for Monday, we've got a reading, we've got a CPA, and you've got an activity. And just for the first week, I've put some of these deadlines in here, due by noon, due by 10, but it'll become old habit after a while. For the 21st, we've got 1, 2, and 3. For the 22nd, just note that your reading is in 2 parts because the file, the PDF, was too big for the Campus scanner to take. So there's that. And one thing I do definitely want to draw your attention to is the assignment for the method slideshow and narration. And this assignment is something that you'll refer back to even when you're in the second week of class. Okay, so here's a bunch of other things. One thing to take note of is this is a whole folder. For 523, the reading, you have several different methods: content analysis, experiments, interviewing, rhetorical criticism, and surveys. Communication is a very diverse discipline. We are multi-methodological. We do a lot of different types of research and ask a lot of different types of communication-based questions. So you're just going to pick one method, do the research on it, and craft a slideshow narration to teach your classmates about it. Okay, so just keep that in mind. You'll pick one of these. I think one year I had a student try to read all of the chapters, and that's definitely not what I'm asking you to do there for the methods. Week 2 is live. We get that Labor Day break. Sorry, not Labor Day, Memorial Day. I'm jumping ahead. And you have a bunch of videos. We're digging into research in that week. So I don't want to make the video go on any longer. I'll try to keep everything as brief as possible, but I do want you to take some time to familiarize yourself with Blackboard. Again, I've said it probably 3 times, but let me know if you have any questions, and I'm here to help. And thanks for joining the class. I'm really looking forward to getting to know you all and working with you in this summer session.